Hey, this is Patrick with AHS Insider, and today we're going to be taking a look at a lab conducted by Mr. Bonagorio on the properties of water. Let's take a look at what he has to say about this lab.
So in this lab, they're looking at the properties of water, and since this is biology and we're talking about living things, we're made mostly of water. So there's certain properties and characteristics that help living things sustain life. And that's what they're investigating, some of the different properties of water and some of the different characteristics that water plays in allowing us to be able to live.
Now let's take a look at what one of the students has to say.
So we're trying to demonstrate how the paper clips will float because they are too magnetic with the water.
I got it.
That's not...
We did it.
We did it. The cohesion in the water is strong enough to hold them for a certain weight. It's called surface tension. That's why water striders and water spiders can float on it.
Now let's go back to Mr. Bonagorio, and he'll tell us what we can learn from this lab.
These are molecules that are kind of responsible for aiding us in life itself. So being biology, we're talking about living things. This is going to help us learn about molecules that make up living things, which is going to help us lead us into cells, which are the basic unit of life.
Now let's see what Mike G has in store for us today.
Thanks, Pat. Now you may think that this scene behind me is real, but it's actually just something called a virtual set, which is portrayed through the computer, which is in the tech room. I'm going to be here later previewing the studio. Now to Josh.
Hey, I interviewed Miss Rachel about physical education and student teaching. Now let's go take a look at what she has to say about this.
What is the importance of student teaching?
The importance is to just get the experience, to be out in the field. There's only so much you can do learning in the classroom. You have to definitely come out and really get the experience hands-on.
Okay, and what made you decide to go into the field of physical education?
I always enjoyed phys ed as a student in high school and middle school. I actually joined college. When I was a student as a freshman, I was athletic training. But I decided to do phys ed because I really enjoy working with kids and students, and I love sports, and I really want to coach.
And now to Mike D.
Thanks, Josh. This week I interviewed Ag 1 science teacher Mr. Sherns about a chemistry lab that he was doing with his class. Let's see what he has to say about that.
So basically we've been doing a lot of chemistry stuff, and I figured I'd give him a break and just kind of have a day off and do a bunch of different demos. So we did one where you're mixing sulfuric acid and sugar, and it basically burns all the sugars and just leaves you this heap of carbon. It looks really cool because it kind of builds up in the beaker. We did one called elephant toothpaste, which is basically you take a bunch of dish soap and a bunch of other things like hydrogen peroxide, and it just basically creates this massive foam that shoots out of the bottle. And then we did, what was the last one we did? And then just Coke and Mentos because it's fun.
What can you learn from doing these labs?
Well, the thing that I'm going to basically use this for, so we did today was just basically fun. And then we're going to be talking about different types of reactions. So like decomposition, synthesis, single replacement, double replacement. And we're going to basically refer back to this stuff later on.
Thanks, Mr. Sherns. Now I'm going to send you all back to Mike so we can give you all a tour of our studio.
Thanks, Mike. This is our studio. We have the producers over here. We got Josh, Patrick, we got Mike over here. The green screen behind us to display the virtual set. We have these new cameras, 3 of them, which we bought. And then we have the tech room over here with Jolona, Kyle, and Lauren. And that's it for AHS Insider.